Hello there, a very good evening to you and welcome to 1-1 here on Metro TV. I am Bright, Nana Kwesi Amenin, and this is our first episode of the year 2025. My guest tonight is a new member of parliament, one of the first faces in the house. I'll tell you who he is after this very quick 10. He's told me here and I'm going to wear. Welcome once again to 1-1. Welcome back. So, Honorable Fred Kwesi Agbenyo is my guest here tonight. He is a member of parliament for the Guan constituency in the OT region, carved out of the Volta region. And he joins me here tonight for a conversation. He tells me in 8 years, his constituency has been abandoned by the previous administration, or was abandoned, I should say, believing that now that he's here, hopefully things will get better for the constituents. He's here tonight with me on the program. Welcome.
Thank you very much, my brother.
And thank you so much for agreeing to join us as our first guest on the show.
Yeah, I think I'm very privileged to be the first person to open the year 2025. And so thank you. I like your studio. And it's a pleasure to see you. Happy New Year.
Many happy returns. And I would like to start the conversation by part of my introduction, where, you told me that for the past 8 years, a constituency, one constituency, where you are now the member of parliament, representing the NDC in parliament, was abandoned by the MPP administration. Tell me more about that. What happened?
Well, let me say good evening to your cherished viewers and the good people of the Guan constituency, the place that general people call it SAL, Santro Kofi, Akpafulolobi Lobby and Likpe, a name that several people have called to tell me that they will prefer we are known by that name instead of the Guan. Because anytime I tell people Guan, it's like, oh, which one is Guan? Where do you come from? But when you mention SAL, everybody knows SAL. It's all over the place. And so I believe that in the coming days, we'll have some engagement with the stakeholders and see the possibility of going to take that name that really depicts who we are and what we represent. Well, as you may be aware, this area that I'm describing originally was part of the Volta region, and for that matter, our municipality. So I think that about 2019, 2018, thereabout, that the government started the processes towards the creation of additional regions. And so one of the regions they plan to create was the OT region. You know, the consultative committee was set up, commission was set up. Various traditional areas submitted their proposals to the commission. They listened to them, some didn't. Eventually, the government decided to create a region and brought a demarcation that out of the 6 regions that were created across the country, it is only one municipality that was divided into 2. Part of it falls into Volta region, the other half fell in the OT region. And so they created a region. Before then, we had information. Well, we had information that we were going to create a region.
Right. And
so then nobody was very sure where we were going to be. Out of the 4 traditional areas, some people petitioned that they want to join OT. Others didn't petition at all. Their desire, which was for them to remain in the Volta region. So we're not too sure if government was going to yield those who proposed that they join the OT region or that we're going to remain in Volta region. So there was this wait and see thing to 2019 when the demarcation came. And so 4 traditional areas were taken out of the whole area, and then we are on our own. Since then, in fact, I really wish that you come around with your cameras and come and, see for yourself what I'm talking about. That in the area of development, nothing has happened in the whole area. If you go to, there's no single community you go to, they can point that for the past 8 years, either a borehole was dug here, or that a school building came up, or whether electricity was extended to another village. Nothing, completely nothing. The road infrastructure is terrible. To access even our district capital, which is in Lekwe Mate. If you are, for example, coming from Santro Kofi, Akpafumi, Pasmodomi, or Toji, we don't have trotros that go to Akpafu Toji. So the only way you can access that community is through a motorbike, or then you have your own private vehicle. So if anybody wants to go to our district capital, you have to take a motorbike to Akpafumi, Pasem. Then you pick a taxi from Akpafumi, Pasem to Owe. Then from Owe, you pick another taxi before you access our district capital. So it means that you have to move out of OT region, move into another region, move to another district before you go and access it. Or that you go through Buem, Jasikai. before you're able to access our region. And so our major concern there is how to open up the district. And by that, you have to fix the road network. We are looking forward to having a road that will move from Akpafu Toji to leave Akpafu Sokpo through Adoko, then to enter into Honorable Kofi Adams constituency, Ayoma, then to take it to Lekpe Bala, then enter to Lekpe Mate. If we fix that road, it makes it very easy for the people who come from the Akpafu area to be able to access the district capital easily. Now, in terms of trade and all that too, it will make it very possible. Now, we're also looking forward to a road from Central Kofi Benua that will hit Lolobi Kumase, go to Hiasem, Agbozome, Avejime, then hit our capital in Mate.
Right.
Now, once we fix that road, these two roads, at least it is easy now to trade among ourselves and communicate among ourselves in terms of business. Now we can have a district market where everybody can bring their goods and their wares to a central point for us to, to move. So it's a road that we need to work on. Now, when they were facing the roads in our area, sadly now they face it to our boundary. When I say our boundary, the Guan or the south boundary to Ohwe, that's where the road ended. And so we need to fix that road from Ohwe, our boundary there, through Lolobi Kumase, Lolobi Hiasem, Akpafu Sokpo, Adokpo, even all through to Jessica. Then there's another one that will take you through Old Bayoka, then take you to Abrani, take you to Ekokrantumi, and that one too can take you to Ayoma. We need to fix that.
Why do you think is the story behind the fact that the place was abandoned and they didn't even see any development or infrastructure there?
Well, if you recall, when the flood issue happened at Honorable Kujeju Blackwa's constituency, you heard the president went there to say that, well, you guys didn't even vote for me, I could have chosen not to come and do anything to help you. I believe that same mindset, that mentality, because if you come to the either two or constituency, my area will always massively vote for NDC.
You should say former president.
Well, former president, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, thank you for the correction. My area naturally will vote for the NDC. And so I don't know whether it was abandoned because there is an NDC enclave. These are people, because if you go and check the presidential result of the 2002, we voted massively, over 90% for President Mahama. And they didn't allow us to vote for the presidential. So as for the parliamentary, I want to believe that could also be one of the reasons why we didn't see anything in the area of development. In fact, last year, when it rained around June, July, August, my brother, it was pathetic. Almost all the roofs on school buildings were all, were removed. Where the kids who go to school became a major problem. In some of the communities, for example, Agbozome, the community people themselves to contribute money quickly to go and get some roofing sheet to patch it up so children can go to school. I will speak to you right now. If you go to Lekpe Mate, go and see the school building. And some of the pictures and videos that I can even share with you. In a very terrible state. You go to Lekpe Bala, the same problem. Central Kofi Benua, their school roof was completely off. And so for like about a month, they didn't even have a place for the children to go to school. So you go to the church that was close to them that they were using. So you go to one, a chapel. Then you have one group of students here, another group of students, another group of students here. How effective can that be for teaching? So really, in the area of education infrastructure, we don't have any. Now, the major problem we have there is the fact that teachers are not even accepting posts into their place. And it will interest you to know that from the Ohwe, which is the municipal capital then, to say Sandro Kofi is barely 3 minutes drive. From there to Akpafu, Odomi, like 10 minutes drive maximum. If the road were good, 10 minutes drive. And yet teachers were not accepting posting there because they go and accommodation is a problem. They don't get accommodation, and so they have to commute either from Ohwe or from Jessica to their place. And because the road is not going, there are no vehicles. They are compelled now to sit on motorbikes. So by the time a teacher arrives in school in the morning around 9-10 o'clock, it looks like somebody is coming from Megala and say, Pete, it comes so brownish and whatever it is. And so it's becoming a major problem. They get to school by 9 o'clock, by 2 o'clock, they have to hurry up and go. So you go to most of the school, from primary school all through to JSS. In some cases, you have only 4 trained teachers. The rest are the community young guys who have finished the same GSS or SS who are giving some supporting services to the schools. And so what we need to do very quickly is to have teachers' bungalows. Some teachers got there. Nice, something good for teachers to be there. Once they are there in the community, then even after class in the evening, we can now engage them and say, you know what, organize classes for some of these young people. Because one of the ills to see around, teenage pregnancy is on the rise in the area. You know, because young people, they go to school, it's not very effective, teachers are not there, there's no control, there's no discipline, the parents are running around trying to, you know, look for survivor, and so the kids are on their own. You see a 14-year-old girl, she's pregnant, you see a 12-year-old girl, she's pregnant. Most of the young girls who have finished school, you go around, as we speak now, if you go to the most of them, the only job available for them now is this Okada thing that they've been doing. And so when they are not doing Okada, either they are playing cards, they are engaged in all manner of social vices. You know, it's heartbreaking really if you get there and you see what is going on. And so we have huge responsibility. I don't want to say it as a challenge, you know, sort of see it as half empty. I'm seeing it as half full of a glass. I believe we can surmount it. I believe we can come out of it. In the coming days, I'm going to go back to the constituency, going to engage all the stakeholders. We need to carry our destinies in our own hands.
But permit me to ask, first face in Parliament, you know, I know by now you've gone through your orientation, probably trying to find your feet here and there. How do you intend, you know, trying to man the work in Parliament and also combine trying to fix your constituency? Because from what you are telling me, the issue there is huge.
Well, I think that when you are outside of Parliament, you may have a different perception of what it is. When you get in there, you realize that it's a whole learning curve. It's an institution really properly so-called on its own, that whatever ideas and knowledge you think you have proud is either you have to discard or you have to be ready to get new ideas on board to be able to operate effectively in that house. It's a house that they make laws, right? It's laws that they pass in that house. And so you need to understand the standing orders, you need to understand the constitution. That is the only time you're able to stand on your feet and make a case in the House of Parliament. Good news, and I want to salute Speaker Agbenyo and the entire leadership. You know, they've put up a very intensive and comprehensive orientation program for us. 4 days. It starts in the morning, goes very late in the night. You know, we got speakers upon speakers, facilitators who took us through almost everything that we need to know. Understand that in the coming weeks, we'll get together with all the other MPs and then we'll go for some other orientation. You need to learn every day. You need to read every day. There are a number of documents that are thrown at you every day, and you need to be abreast of what is happening across the country. That's the only way you can defend your constituents and defend Mother Ghana and play that watchdog role that you're supposed to play even as a legislator. Now you're asking about how I'm going to manage that role in the constituency. Of course, the number one reason why we are there is because you want to change the lives of your people. You want to see to it that at least there's improvement. As I said, in the road infrastructure, health infrastructure, education infrastructure, young people have gotten a job to do. Agriculture is moving on. And the place you can solicit for this is Parliament. You know, you have to go to the ministry, you have to go to the agencies, you have to talk to the embassies, you have to talk to other people. Now, there's no way I can do this work alone. And so we are going to have other people who are going to come on board to be able to support. You have a team in every community that is working. I'm liaising with them every day, what they need to do, where they have to move to. But so we are going to have a complete team that is going to work. And I believe I'm going to have total cooperation from my chiefs and assemblymen and other opinion leaders, and we are going to work together as a team and trust that we can work. If really they fix this road very well from here to our Eastern Corridor Road, I should be able to drive to my constituency maximum 3.5 hours. I'm there, and so it's something I can do almost every weekend. You know, every now and then I can go there and see how we can have the issues resolved. So we'll manage it. People have done it. People even travel away from Upper East, Upper West, and they've managed it. How much more this place?
Right.
It's close enough, so I believe God will give me the strength to be able to do it.
I mean, since we are speaking of your work as a parliamentarian, both in the House and also in the constituency, let me ask you this. We are told that it's expensive, you know, campaigning and even getting to be voted for by people in a constituency to go to Parliament. How expensive is it? And even how much money did you spend through the campaign?
I wonder if any MP can tell you there's that amount of money that he spent on campaign, because the money comes and goes this way. You are not able to keep any account. You are not able to keep any, you know, trail, any paper trail. You can't do anything. The money comes in and goes, and it's a very, very expensive venture. Trust me, it's not a joke. It's not a child's play at all. You need to take up responsibilities. You said you want to come and lead us. We already have problems. Start facing the problem. Let's see that you are committed to it. So at the time we're having our primaries, most of the communities don't even have water, and so you have to go around now, try quickly mobilize some resources, go and do mechanized water for them. There are some communities that have even done their boreholes already. I'm now looking for money to be able to mechanize and get a poly tank so that they can start using the water. You go to some of the secondary schools. We have 3 secondary schools in the area. Akpafu Secondary Technical School. Oftentimes they don't have water on campus. There's a problem. So you see all the students coming to my house, because my house is very close to the school compound, to come and fetch water. You go to St. Mary's Secondary School, every time you drive by, you see children moving from the campus, they go to a river nearby, even in the night. That's where they go and fetch water and they come back. The last time I was there, the population was almost over 1,000 with their teaching and non-teaching staff, their families and what have you. That's a huge community, right? And then either they were depending on only just one borehole. How can that be enough for them? So by the grace of God, we mobilize resources, and I went there, you know, dug a borehole, you mechanized polytank, and so they have additional water that I'm using now. I still think that they even need one more, two more. That
was prior to your election,
prior to my elections as an MP. I did that. I went to a community called Akpafu Adoko. Water was a major problem, you know, and you know our area they largely we depend on rivers, you know, for our water, for everything. And so once the Harmattan sets in, most of these rivers will dry up. And more so because of these current poor farming practices. People are within so close to the river banks, they are cutting down trees. So the river don't even have any shade or shelter to be able to continue to run when the Harmattan sets in. And so that place too, I've done some mechanized water for them, you know, bought a polytank to my friends came on board to support me. We have done it. If you go to Sandro Kofi Benoit, there we couldn't do the mechanized one because they were really in a hurry. They needed water like nobody's business. And so we did a hand pump one for them. If you go to Lekwe Bakwa Hospital, water is a problem. Even water to supply to the theater itself is a problem. I have done a borehole there. Now I need to get the machine to place on it. I need to get iron rods and cement and the rest and do the structure, get some polytanks so we can get water for the clinic.
But the interesting part is, at the time where you were doing all this, you weren't a member of parliament. You were now vying for the position to represent the people of Guam, in parliament and all that. And now you are there. Where were you even getting the funds from to do all this?
Yeah, the good news, I know as we're speaking right now, by the time we finish, I believe somebody out there will watch the program and say, oh, can I get fresh number? I want to help him with one borehole. Somebody will call and say, I want to help you with a polytank. I was one of your sister television stations recently after the elections. And so when I told our story, right then there, one of my colleagues on the panel said, Fred, don't worry, I'll support you with a polytank.
Of the NDC?
No, it's a businessman, you know, Senior Hosi is a businessman. He said, oh, Fred, I will support you with a polytank. You know, they have since made money available. I'm going down today, we go and buy the polytank, brand it. We are sending to Lekwe Secondary School. Because water is a problem in that secondary school as well. They don't have water, so that they can get water for the kids. You know, somebody called on that same program that they want to support us with a borehole to be taken to St. Mary's Secondary School. So I believe corporate Ghana, philanthropists, and everybody will come on board. We are really lacking behind. Anytime I get back to the constituency, there's this misfeeling. Yes, you have won an election. People have reposed confidence in you. They have voted for you. I represent them. Is that all about it? Their needs are there and they're staring in your face every day. You know, if I open my phone to you right now, every second, every minute, somebody has a need. And I don't see that as people worrying you or disturbing you, because really and truly, people have a need. You know, schools have reopened. Their kids must go back to school. People are looking for money to go and pay out the fees, to buy the items that they need to take to school. People are sick, they'll call you. You have to send money for medical bills and what have you. People don't have any employment. They are sending their CVs to you every minute. People are calling you. Is there police recruitment? Is there military recruitment? They want to do something. And so for me, it's a misfeeling, really. It's a misfeeling. The money issue, I really have to thank all the people who have confidence in me, people who came on board to support me. I was quite privileged to, you know, because I serve in the party headquarters as Deputy Director of International Relations. Absolutely. And so I travel around the world, you know, organizing party people and all that. So those who saw my work will come and say, oh, Fred, I'm sending you some 20 pounds and 50 pounds here and there. People in Ghana, helps. Right? Our own business that we are doing to take money from there. And that's how we have run the campaign up until now. And we are going to continue on the same path. Because one of the things I kept on telling people is that if government has the resources, all these rules I'm talking about, they would have faced it. All the school problems, the hospital, they would have done it. So clearly it means that the state itself doesn't have the resources to be able to do those things.
But from your side, it looked more intentional.
I mean, yeah, for the past 8 years, yeah. For the past 8 years, it's a clear case of let's punish these people for whatever reason, I don't know. And so I even prefer to refer to the place as a republic within a republic, because for no fault of ours, one woman sits in another commission, issues a fiat, go and vote for presidential election, don't vote for parliamentary. when elections are over, we are going to organize elections for you as a by-election for you to get your representation. And for 4 years, nobody will listen to you, nobody will mind you. You write letters upon letters, you go to court, nobody is paying attention, and you are wondering the law that backed her actions to deny a group of Ghanaians our fundamental human right, our constitutional rights of representation. And so in the coming days, we're going to trigger all manner of actions against the electoral commissioner. I want to understand the law that backed her actions, why she did what she did. I am very much aware that the reason why they panicked the people of Sandro Gofi, the people of Akpafu, the people of Lolobi, the people of Likpe, and they didn't give us representation, is only because after the 2020 elections, we had a hung parliament. MPP had 137 seats, NDC 137 seats, one independent candidate. And so their fear, knowing that place an NDC stronghold, was that if they create that constituency, NDC was going to get additional seats and form majority. So for political expediency, to satisfy their politics and whatever it is, let us punish them, let us deny them their rights of representation. And that's what we have lived with up to this time. But the good news, Ghanaians have spoken very loudly, repose confidence in President John Dramani Mahama. We are all seeing the way he's starting. What we are seeing now is a clear indication that he's going to leave a huge legacy. By the time he's exiting office, Ghanaians will see where he will take this country to. I believe he came to my constituency and did a campaign. He assured the people that he's going to work very closely with me and make sure that we catch up very quickly. And so I'll run to him every now and then. I'll go to my colleague ministers. I'll go to the chief of staff, everybody who matters, to try and see how best they can help me to be able to bring life back to the people of the Sandro Gofi Akpafu Lobby and the Likpe areas.
You know, we go to for break very soon, but before we do that, let me quickly ask you this question. I mean, you spoke about the fact that you are looking for it to ask questions. Why the EC denied you representative in Parliament and all that. I mean, there are already calls to have her, you know, exit her position as the chair of the EC. Would your request also involve that or include that?
To be honest with you, I'm surprised she's still at office. You know, there are some persons that I thought that naturally would have tendered in their resignation. You know, naturally, there are people I don't think should have been waiting for anybody to say it's impeaching or sacking them.
Aside the EC, which other names were you looking for them to?
Well, for good reasons, I may not want to mention them. But look at our legal system in this country. Look at what has become of our you know, the judiciary. Look at what has become of it. The confidence of the people is dwindling every day. You know, a case goes to court, go to the Supreme Court, and Ghana can almost tell the outcome of the case even before the verdict comes out. It became so rampant
so if
to the extent that
from your conversation you would have wanted to see the Chief Justice exit voluntarily.
Well, if you also think so, you're also a Ghanaian.
I'm not only doing what you are telling me,
but you're also part of our society, and you also see what is happening. Is that what we want? Is that the best we can have? And somebody is presiding over it. You know, look at what they have done to that institution. If you have a case now, I'm going to call you, if you have confidence in the system, you are not too sure. You know, recently we had Honorable Dr. Tufosin's case, you know, where a whole Attorney General, you know, was coaching a person on how to go and give evidence just so they can get somebody incarcerated and all that, you know. And I would have thought, so there are some people that naturally they should just go and sleep in their rooms and wake up one morning and say, you know what, thank you for the opportunity given me to serve this country. I think I need to bow out with my appointing authority.
Without being asked to actually exit?
Without being asked to exit.
With the issue with the EC, I mean, we are still facing some one or two electoral issues concerning with the constituencies. I mean, we know that the Commonwealth is here to be, you know, announced. In as much as we recorded this interview on Friday, today, probably when it's aired, you might have heard an announcement of who has won that constituency and all that. Do you believe that probably after all these issues are fixed, she should voluntarily say, I'm done and I want to exit?
I'll be surprised she didn't. I'll be surprised, really. I'll be surprised if she doesn't put in the resignation letter herself. and she wants to remain in office to give anybody that daunting task of having to ask her to leave the office. I expect her to, as she and the deputies must leave. You know, we need a clean slate. And, you know, there are too many things that will come to the fore in the coming days, and I don't want to preempt it. That will come to the fore in the coming days. And when NDC and President Mahama kept on saying that we want to refeed the country, a lot of people didn't understand what we meant by that. But very soon, you will know what happened. Sector by sector, department by department, ministry by ministry, the harm that was caused to this country in the past 8 years, it's unbelievable.
We are going to come to that. I mean, we know that the JM administration already, before they were inaugurated, instituted oral Operation Recover or Loot. Already it has been active. I mean, names have been mentioned. We know that even some persons have already, you know, voluntarily, you know, giving back what they took, if I should say, without even them having the oral team come after them.
You mean the former MD of NIB Bank?
Please, we'll come to that. So we are going to come to that. We're going to talk about that, and also names of ministers being announced by, you know, the president, John Dramani Mahama. MDs of institutions, what does he make of it? Even is he looking for it to be mentioned to occupy any space in government? We find out after this break. I'm still here with Fred Agbenyo, Member of Parliament for Guam constituency. You will know it as Sir. Don't go anywhere. I am Bryce and Akwesebeni, and this is 101. Stay with us. And thank you so much for staying with us here on 101. I am Bright Nanakwesi. I'm still here with the Honorable Member of Parliament for Guam constituency, which you know properly as Sir. And we are speaking everything politics. His first face in Parliament, how he intends, you know, to bring development to constituents in his area. On the second part of the interview, I want to delve more into the GM administration. First of all, what does he make of the current administration compared to what was left behind by Nana Addo Dankwa and his appointees? Welcome back.
Thank you, Bright.
Let's take from there. I mean, what do you think will be so different from this second administration by JM compared to what we just witnessed by Nana Dankwa?
You see, Bright, I think that in the coming days, we should even look at our constitution again, where when a president has even served 2 terms, the president can exit, and after a number of years that people have come in, it should be able to come back and contest again. You see, when you have the benefit of hindsight, you are well better informed. You correct your mistakes, and so when you get the opportunity, you are most likely to do things differently. Leadership is loneliness. When you become a president and you sit on that chair up there, you are not likely to be privy to all the things that are happening around you. Do you understand? There are things that happen in departments, agencies, all over the country. And if you are not very lucky to get people who can be truthful, can be loyal, can be bold and confident, and draw your attention, you'll be in trouble. And so things will happen under your administration that you may not know. Sometimes you exit office and it's like, so this thing happened? How did it happen? And nobody brought my attention and all that.
Do you think that's what happened to our former president, Nana Akufo-Addo? You think things happened on his blind side?
If you interact with people who are very close to Nana Addo, one of the things they will tell that he doesn't take criticism. He believes in people who praise him for everything,
regardless of the
regardless. Yes, if you get close to people, you know, I had a very funny story of one very senior journalist. They were standing somewhere proud to the 2020 elections. I said, Charlie, Nana, things are not going well. If you don't take time, you will lose the election. Waiting, things can really complain. So the man fled up. He was so angry. You behave as if I don't know what I'm about. And you know, it's leadership style. There are leaders who want to hear and correct themselves. There are leaders who believe that They don't know it all. And that, like my people will say in Akpaf when they are chatting a path, sometimes you don't know that your back is crooked. Somebody must point it out to you. There are some who want to be fully in charge. And what they think and believe to be the best is what they are doing. So when you go back and go and sit in the house, now you reflect on all the things that happen at the administration. I believe when you are given opportunity, you do things differently.
Do that again.
Trust me, President Mahama is going to work and a lot of people will be shocked. One, because he's been there before. He understands the entire system. Like he said, we are back to right the wrongs. Because as a human institution, there's no way we can say that when we're in office, between 2009 and 2016, we got everything correct. There were mistakes that were made. On the hand side, we will not allow those things to happen again. President Mahama wants to leave a legacy. He wants to leave a mark. That when finally he bows out, Ghanaians will say, indeed. I remember his last speech, State of the Nation address to Parliament for his third office in 2016, when he said posterity will be the best judge. I thought that posterity was going to come after some 100 years or 50 years, but it came so quickly. By 2018, Ghanaians were calling for a return of President Mahama. From where I sit, I believe that the NDC won the election of 2020. But in politics, in democracy, it's one thing to go for an election. It's another thing to win an election. It's another thing to be declared the winner. It's another thing to be sworn in as a winner. You understand?
Once you're able to go through all this.
Yes. Until you go through all these processes, and the Chief Justice swears you in, you are not the president. Until the Electoral Commission declares you as a winner, you are not the president. And so Ghanaians started calling for him very quickly. In less than 4 years, they wanted him to return. Because Ghanaians could tangibly point to infrastructure development. That is, he did. The transparency that we govern this country with. You and I have lived here in the past 8 years. When was the last time you heard police recruitment advertised in the dailies? Fire service, immigration, customs, military. But every now and then, people are passing out. How were they selected? We have heard stories of people who go for training for just 2 weeks. And they pass out and they have uniform. They're holding guns. 2 weeks. A training that's supposed to last for 6 months. When in this country, even headmasters couldn't open their mouths. Everybody was under some fear. You dare not criticize the system. You are transferred, you are removed from office. We all saw it. I was surprised when recently Charles, met, and then they issued a communique. I said, oh God, some free air is blowing. And so for me, when we went for the election, President Mahama won with about 1.7 million votes. I was so surprised. Because Ghanaians wanted him to return far more than now should have come by 2020 elections. And so for me, I believe it's going to work. He's probably the help of this country that's going to appoint 60 ministers. Before now, we had about 30 ministries. We have scaled it down to 23 ministries. He's appointing the ministers. Look at the caliber of persons that are coming up. These are persons who have seen it before. My own brother and friend, Honorable John Jinapo, he was the Deputy Minister at Energy Ministry. At a point, he was virtually in charge when the former minister resigned. He was fully in charge. Listen to him speak about the energy sector, depth of knowledge and understanding of the sector. Honorable Dr. Tufosin, former Deputy Minister of Finance, a ranking member of Finance in Parliament. Anytime he stood on his feet, understanding of almost everything he preempted. He warned the government about, you are borrowing too much. You are leading this country somewhere. He said you are going to come out with this haircut. They said no, haircuts are not going to come. They said you are going to go back to IMF. They said no. Almost everything he preempted came to pass life. You have to introduce new taxes to be able to survive. The economy is collapsing. Nobody will listen. So he had total understanding of what he's inheriting. Good thing, he has promised thing that we have to stabilize our currency. We have to churn out jobs. And then also, I think there are 3 things that he's targeting I want to look at. The Attorney General, the Honorable Attorney General. He was a Deputy Attorney General under the first President Mahama administration. And so when it comes to our legal jurisprudence, is somebody who has an understanding. He's a law lecturer as well. And so he knows what he's coming to do in that office. So look how they put in place the National Security Coordinator. He used to be President Mahama's Edicam when he was a vice president. He's been around. You need a confidant, somebody you can trust, somebody who's ready to serve Mother Ghana and not just his political party interest. And so I have confidence in him. The National Security Advisor, Honorable Dr. Prosper Bani, he used to be a former Chief of Staff, he used to be a former Minister of Interior, wealth of knowledge, understanding. You know, our own brother, friend, senior comrade, Kofi Boachi, Commander 1, Director of Operation at the Presidency. You know, look at the names that have come up, the other people that are yet to be vetted, the regional ministers and what have you. You know, and so I have confidence so far in the names that have come out. And it shows clearly where the president wants to move the country to. It tells you how he's thinking. He said within 14 days his cabinet to be ready. I think about 4 or 5 days to go. So hopefully by the close of this weekend into early next week, all the announcements would have come up. Vetting would have taken place. We are hitting the ground running.
Right. I'll have you speak more on the names coming up as ministers and all that. But earlier you made a statement that if we should change if we should adjust the constitution, you even be interested in seeing a former president be able to run again after some time. Are we to say that the NDC would want, you know, former president to go more than a term?
No.
Are we to say that? Because there's a conversation out there. I know you might have.
These are my personal views. You know, this is my personal opinion. I have never sat in any meeting where this issue has come up.
But personally, nobody has discussed.
We are very law-abiding, people. We believe in the constitution of this country, and up until the constitution is amended and allows same to happen, nobody can tamper with it. President Mahama has never given any indication. Anytime we have met, he has indicated quite clearly that he has only 1 term, 4 term. All of us should come on board. Let's work hard and let Ghanaians have confidence in our governance. So I haven't heard any such conversation. And the proposal I'm making is not necessarily about President Mahama. I'm looking to the future.
Right. Now, I mean, some of the names that are going to occupy the ministerial positions are quite interesting. One of the main positions that has really caused a stir is the foreign affairs, where there are 2 huge names. I mean, who gets to go where? We actually don't even know who's going where, whether they will even be selected or they will come up for the position. But then it's huge out there. Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa, you know, hand in hand with Madam Josbawa Mutari. Personally, who do you want to see occupy that space?
Well, I don't know where you are getting the names from. I have not seen any communication that is suggesting that Honorable Okudzeto and Honorable Josbawa is the one going to occupy that particular ministry. But the point is that with these 2 personalities, due to their competence, are they not very qualified to occupy that particular ministry? Look at the Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa's track record. Then as a Deputy Minister of Education, you know, the way he supported our current Vice President. And they started this e-block project, transforming the educational system, educational infrastructure, removing schools under trees. We also the work that he did. You know, even as a ranking member on Foreign Affairs in Parliament, we saw his contribution, we saw his work and everything. You know, become a citizen vigilante, you know, running all over the place, trying to make sure that this country is not shortchanged, that whatever belongs to all of us must be for all of us, and a few people must not take it for their, parochial benefits. And so he has distinguished himself. Honorable Josbawa, a lawyer per excellence. I'm told that when it comes to the marine law and all those things, she's one of the best you can get in town. You know, she was a former Deputy Minister of Transport. Distinguished herself, worked very hard. It's under her watch. When Honorable Jafar Ativo, may so rest in peace, 2 distinguished women, they were in charge of transport ministry, that we built the Terminal 3 that we have today, that we built the whole airport, the phase 1 of the Kumasi airport, phase 1 of the Tamale airport, all the things that we did, you know, in that sector, they were really in charge. And so for me, I have no doubt that any of them who occupies that particular ministry will be able to discharge creditably for the benefit of Mother Ghana and the administration.
If you were personally given, you know, the opportunity and space to choose one ministry for yourself, which you want to? Tell me.
What a question.
Which will it be? I mean, if you were asked,
What a question.
Give me all the ministries. Choose one. Let us put you there.
Wow, this is an interesting. It is the desire of every Ghanaian to want to serve Mother Ghana, to want to contribute to the development and the growth of this country. And as a politician, we all have ambitions, and we have a wish that one day we are recognized and given the opportunity to showcase, what we can do. My area of study, I have my first master's in social policy, and then I have another MPhil in development studies. I'm currently with my PhD. God willing, I should be able to go through this year. The same thing, community development and all that. So the good thing with ministerial appointment, oftentimes you realize that it's not necessarily about your field of study. It's about the leadership that you bring to the place. The understanding is that technocrats are there who are supposed to do the technical thing, but the leadership you bring to bear the place. My brother John Janapo would tell that when I was going to the energy ministry, he's a finance person. He doesn't know anything about energy, but he learned very quickly on the job, and today can speak to the issues. Maybe if you talk to some of the people who went to education ministry, or even, I remember the current chief of staff, Honorable Julius Debra, so when they were sending him to local government ministry, he didn't know so much about local government ministry, but that's not his field of study. But he went there, and we also, he started this every first Friday of the month, cleanliness, everybody clean environment, every Saturday of the month, and it became something good. Everybody embraced it.
Working anyways.
I don't know if it's working, because those days we all saw it. Himself would get involved in the Wellington booth, all the ministers, everybody is working, and he left his mark before he was taken to the president and the chief of staff. And so, yes, once I'm a party member, I've served our party right from the branch, through the constituency, to the region, or to national. If tomorrow morning I wake up and President Mama say, Fred, come and occupy this position.
Which position?
Any place he wants to take me to, he's appointing authority. He's appointing authority. I leave that to the judgment.
Somebody who traveled all over the world, trying to bring together people to support the NDC. Probably foreign affairs.
I leave that to the judgment of Senate. I don't have any doubt about him. Like I said, we've got the people he has appointed so far, top notch. People who know their staff, people have so much confidence in that they're coming to help to move things very quickly. And so let's leave that to his judgment. We'll continue to pray for him. The reality is that we have many, the constitution says more than 50% appoint the minister must come from parliament. Today, as we speak, our number is almost 183 already. And then we are going to appoint only 16 ministers. So really, and there are people out there who are not MPs who too must become ministers. So it's not everybody who can go into the ministry. Some must go, some may join later. We all look forward for the opportunity to serve in the government.
But there are some also quite interesting conversations out there saying that some of the appointees are young. And should that even be a conversation in the first place?
I am one of the persons who is even advocating that the age at which one becomes a president should be reduced from 40 years to maybe 30 years. You see, go around the world and see the people, the movers and shakers, the people who are causing things to happen. It is not necessarily the gray hair men and women.
Absolutely.
It's the young people who are daring, young people who want to see change, young people. You see, this generation is a different generation altogether. And so our generation definitely will not think like our fathers and grandfathers thought. Our way of seeing things and approach and attitude is different. And so if the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana says that once you are 21 years of age and of sound mind, you are qualified to become a member of parliament, where comes the definition of somebody is young? When I walked in, I was telling you so, but afraid people are so young.
Yeah.
I told them I'm not young. I'm almost an old man. When I tell people my age, don't believe. Come first February, I'll be 49 years.
But you don't look it.
Come first February, I'll be 49 years. I'm a young man. So if I don't serve in government today, when I become too old, when my brain cannot work well.
Who were 55 and said they were still youth.
Of course, age is relative. Yeah. It's about what we think. I have many people who are 60 years who think that they are still youth. Of course, why not? If God will grant us good health and we live long, I believe that if I'm 70, I'll still look young and still be moving about and do whatever I want to do. So, there is nothing like somebody is too young or somebody is too old. Really, but mention who is so young in the appointment that have come out so far. Who? Mention one. There's nobody somebody who is so young. It's about what people can do.
But a name like it's inspirational anyways.
I can find the comments and say, I call on him in San Rono. Or near him for him. So if you are a young person, even if you are 18, and you have proven to the whole world that you are capable of taking up responsibility, you can provide leadership, you can provide inspiration, you can get tasks accomplished. Why must you not be given opportunity?
When the name Sami Jinfe Esquire was mentioned, and as to where he's going to be positioned, another name has been going around.
Masami is not a young man.
People, let me come my question. When the name came up, another name also came up. Which people are looking forward to see or wondering where he is so going. I mean, a young man like Malik Basinteli.
This, you see, I believe it is not an issue people are discussing out there. Sami has distinguished himself. Young man, if you want to call him so, very intelligent, very smart. He knows his stuff. Look at the role Sami played. He's a lawyer. What else do you want? I was telling somebody earlier today that Jerry Rollins of blessed memory became a head of state of the country at 32 years. At what age did Nkrumah become the president of this country? In his early 40s. So what are we saying? And go and check our history. All the people who served in the PNDC administration, even before then, President Kufuor and the rest, when they first entered parliament under the Bush and the rest, they were barely in their 20s. They were in their 20s, 30s. And so really, I don't think.
No matter the age.
No, but entirely they've school, somebody's a national officer of the party, presiding over the whole country as a national communication officer, a deputy national communication officer, 275 constituencies. Every community you have branch executives under you, constituent executives, regional executives, national executives. How can you call him a young man? No. These are people who have served, listening to them, the maturity that they exhibit anytime they are given opportunity. They've served, they've played their role. And so if President Mahama thinks that they must come into the government to come and help to accomplish the social contract that we have signed with the people of this country, why must anybody stop them on the background of what? Age. What is age? It matters not.
Now going into administration, I mean, what one thing do you really want to take clue from the NDC, taking clue from the NDC MP administration?
You see, first of all, let me rather use this opportunity to commend the people of this country that Ghanaians proved in this election, or under President Nana Akufo-Addo, former president, that they believe and have embraced democracy. Ghanaians have shown that they don't want to go back to the dark days of military takeovers and adventure and what have you, and that whichever way we shall use the ballot to determine the people who govern us. Because if you go and read all the literature about things that brought about military takeovers and civil uprisings across Africa and even the world, almost all the indicators were so prominent under President Akufo-Addo's administration. The things that we saw in that administration, if that happened in any other country, that government wouldn't have lasted the entire period. But Ghanaians were quiet. You say we shouldn't talk. Fine, we have zipped our mouths. We endure the hardship. We endure the pain. Continue to treat us with impunity. Disrespect us. Do whatever you want to do. Govern the country with your family and friends. Take all the resources for yourselves. We will not, on the basis of that, destroy this country we have struggled to build and put together. And that will show our revolt when the time comes in the elections. And they were so definite, they were so clear. I was very much aware that we're going to win the 2024 elections, but not the magnitude, not the percentage. Honestly, when the results started coming out, I checked the result from my voter region. The turnout was low. I was not excited about it at all. I checked OT region, turnout was low. But when I got the national turnout, I was convinced we have won the elections.
At what time did the executives of the NDC know that it was a done deal for them?
Well, let me again also praise Dr. Mane Buama and his team. You know, those who managed our elections last year, they were so fantastic. that by 7 p.m., 8 p.m., we knew we had won the elections hands down.
8 p.m. on Saturday?
The election day, the 7th of December.
Saturday evening?
Yes. In fact, if you checked, by 8 something, 9 o'clock, out of the over 40 something thousand policies that we had, we had compiled over 37,000 already. And we deliberately decided not to put the rest out. So we were very clear in our minds.
Because the figure you even had at the time was even
enough. We got the election result directly from the polling station. They were fantastic. And I need to commend them. The approach, the attitude that we took into election 2024, if we can maintain same in all elections and support that with hard work, deliverables, the social contract will deliver on that. To be different from this is to lose an elections. We are a big political party and we have come to stay. We are the biggest political movement in this country. All the things we have gone through, the effort and the determination to kill this tradition, and every day we are seeing moving up and up and up. Trust me, my brother, we have come to stay. The only thing I'm praying for, that will serve Mother Ghana well. That this opportunity that Ghanaians have given to us will serve Ghana. All of us that will get opportunity will be humble enough. It's about the people and not ourselves. That will serve the people selflessly. That will be humble. That will respect their views. That will take their cause. Will listen to them. Even when we cannot solve all the problems, at that listening ear, we'll give to them. Carry them along. Once we do that, I believe our mandate will be renewed. And then we'll continue to build this country. You know, you said something about Operation
Oral.
The oral thing. I think there was a statement from a minority side in Parliament telling their members not to appear before the oral committee, blah, blah. Some people are challenging the constitutionality or the legality of that particular oral that doesn't exist. You are a journalist. You can sit on your platform today and announce that any Ghanaian anywhere who has any information about any wrongdoing in the country, any corrupt activities, they should call you on this number and let you know.
I mean, that's why they move to help fight corruption.
That's how we're going to fight. So if a president-elect then has put a committee together, he didn't say the committee is not trying you. It's all they're doing is what? Fact-finding. Bring information. Once they gather the information, they will send to appropriate institution to go, and then you go and answer your question. That one too, you are scared. See, I want to tell you, the people of Ghana, every day we are receiving calls. They didn't vote for NDC only to come and fix roads, come and fix schools, come and fix hospital, come and fix the energy problem and the rest. The people of Ghana voted for us to come and seek for accountability. That the people who had the opportunity to serve in government must account for their stewardship. They must account for the role they play. And I'm telling you, if we refuse to call them to account, Ghanaians will not forgive us. Ghanaians will not forgive us.
Which is a core part of the reason why we voted for.
That a core part of the reason we voted for. Well, in the campaign.
Initially, I thought it was the campaign of the NDC was riding on a 24-hour economy. But when the oral came in, it was short of 24-hour economy.
I am telling you.
That made you understand that Ghanaians are more into accountability and all that.
Ghanaians knew that there was so much evil that was perpetrated. There was so much wrong, so much looting, so much stealing. Why? Were you in this country when an audio came out where they were going to privatize ECG in the name of that Ejapa they were doing, and people were sharing a state asset like the way you share both fruits. Somebody said, I'll take 35%. They say, oh, yours is too much. We will give you 17. Somebody said, we'll give you 5%. A national asset. Individuals called themselves a cabal. And they were shared among themselves. And so Ghanaians want these things all accounted for. And it's their number one mandate for which they voted for President Mahama.
Right.
Because he demonstrated that when he was in office, and we heard that some wrongdoing was going on at National Service, he, President Mahama, invited the CID boss and said, this information I've gotten, move in there. Over 163 people were interdicted. All the monies that went to them were collected from them. They were facing trials. I remember when we were going to have elections in 2016, some of those people were of national service and were interdicted, failed to even contest as MP on a ticket. I was in Brunafo region, the then Brunafo region, then to vet the aspirants. The directive is that anybody who was part of that issue disqualified him.
Fred, thank you. We bring back some other time. I told you 1 hour was a lot. It wasn't enough.
Well, let me just run up by thank you very much, thanking your producer and everybody for this opportunity. I really want to work with you. I've been in the media with you all these years, and I want to work with you. My conscience is open up to the media. When you're ready, come with your cameras. Let's go there. Let's put our case across. I'll be seeing Mr. Speaker in the coming days and seek the opportunity to make a very bold and loud statement about the Guan area, the neglected Guan, and the opportunities that are there, i.e. in the area of tourism. I want to showcase and bring all those to the board. You know, go to Likpe, Todome. There are some Table Mountains over there. If you have ever gone to South Africa, Cape Town, and you see the Table Mountain, people travel from all over the world. They go there. It's a major tourist center. We want to develop same there. You go to Akpafutoji, we have some caves there. We have a lot of waterfalls in the area. We have talking rivers there. I've never heard a river talk before. You come to Guan, you see a river that talks. You know, of arable land for agricultural activities. We are going to go into irrigation. Young people around this Harmattan time now, people should be doing vegetables. The market value now is high. We need to be able to process the cassava that we produce, the plantain, and all those things. And so I'm calling everybody on board. We have land as equity. If you want land to invest, please come around. We'll team up with you. We'll do it. Set up a poultry farm, big poultry farm, that all the students there, when they close from school at 2 o'clock, they can come and sweep. We are marking them. We want to take the burden off the parents. As you come to the poultry farm, you come and sweep the place. You are picking eggs. Every day we mark you. So I don't know if every week, every 2 weeks, you also have some money. You don't have to go to your mother and go and ask her, I need money for exercise book, for this and that, even for your feeding. These are the things we want to do. We want to encourage people to go into fish farming. This day and age, you don't need to go and catch the earth before you can do fish farming. Just get some containers. You are doing for a fish farming. You want to encourage people to go into rabbit, to go into snail rearing, and all those things. You know, they have a company that we are set up that will buy these things from them, process it straight to the market. And so there's so much you want to do, and I'm inviting everybody to come on board. Come, let's build SAR. Come, let's build Guan. Come, let's build Oti region. Come, let's build Madagana. You know, the interesting thing before you go.
I have to bring you back because, I mean, a lot of things are not coming up. I promise to bring you back.
Yes, I'll be. Any day invite me, I'll be here, my brother.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
I'm here with the Honorable, forgive me, Honorable Fred Agbenyo. He is a member of parliament for people of Guam.
I will prefer to be called Comrade.
Comrade?
Yes.
So you probably call you Comrade.
Comrade.
So Comrade,
yes.
Fred Agbenyo.
That's right.
Has been my guest here on 101. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. I am Bryce. Have a good night and bye.